Malvo!
Yo, sir.
Yo, Anthony, the man them a rock, and you know, so the woman them nice up already.
Call again his book of records for me. This has sound gone in a history.
Let me say
The
this,
Bad
right?
Mind song of the Icebox over
Yes,
yourself.
Icebox we have to play.
We own the bad mind
Yeah,
song.
yeah, bad-minded people.
But
You have to change your ways.
But let me say this. We are listening to Anthony Malvo for him to sing from Black Star. You understand? So we don't stranger to Anthony Malvo. You understand? We know who he is and big him up on him and him accomplishment well taught. You understand?
I wanted to go back into Marvel's catalog so you guys can understand the contribution, because if you understand the contribution, then you will, you would have a greater understanding of where his, his wording is coming from, where his opinions are coming from, right? So I'm sure that Malvo buck up with Sanchez on sound systems in the dance hall, coming up from being, standing around sound systems to being a recording artist to becoming stars, right? Does he, you said that he deserves everything he's supposed to get. Let me ask you this, Malvo, and I want you to be honest with me. Someone called in earlier and said that Sanchez has not made a contribution as far as, giving birth to other artists and shifting the parameter of the music. Is that true, or would you say that Sanchez has inspired many other vocalists?
Right. Even if you have a little youth right now on social media sing exact like Sanchez. A lot of singers try to sing like Sanchez. Let me tell you something. I'm not getting accolade neither now. Maybe I just show me things sing on them time. I'm not getting nothing neither. I'm not getting no award, nothing at all. I have to fight for everything. Same way. But I'm saying we fight through this. We entertain a lot of people. We're full of a lot of concerts and enough bands. We entertain people. And by now, if people never like Sanchez, when you put Sanchez on show, that flap, him sold out enough venues.
And Sanchez now flap.
Him sold out a lot of venues. You know what I'm saying? But I should have said him do a lot. If people never like him or never would, they wouldn't come and show. Right. I mean, him sing a lot of sing over because people never what him do. Because it's a practice, because as I say, it's the good for him. And then when producer still say, why Sanchez never sang to sing over now? And easier, him just sing over. Him sing a lot of original to what them no work.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Him sing up original and no work. So the sing over them just work for him. But maybe time change now, it have to change now just because he have some good writers with him right now. But Sanchez did a lot. Remember in the days when you put on Sanchez like dance, he make a whole of people enjoy themselves.
Right.
He make a whole of people enjoy him and him pull a lot of venues. Remember that, As remember, a lot of people make enough money. No promoter make enough money after him. Remember he used to tour with that Berries. And with man, Berries have a head and tail. It's like a buckle up. So when Sanchez go out there, Berries have to come work. I'm telling you that.
Say it again, because I said it earlier, right? I said it earlier. When Sanchez is out there, the best of the best singers in our culture have to work, right? So how do we then turn around and say Sanchez don't deserve nothing because he's sung over?
Well, that's a one-man opinion. It
works for him. It has worked for him.
Absolutely. I think he more than deserve it. Like I said, the only thing I don't like is that he mentioned it 2 months ago. I wish that it came without that. It just, I just kind of put like a dump up on it. For me, he's well deserving, but boy, the time.
I feel like if Sanchez, but here's the thing, closed mouths don't get fed, right?
Yeah, I hear
and
you.
If Sanchez didn't mention it, it probably wouldn't have gotten done.
Right. So then it would have been more respectable for me if it was.
But because him opening mouth and the powers that be say, yo, so this not look good for true.
No, it's true.
So this not look good for true. Because I'm sure there's a whole lot of other artists that can go on social media, listen to me, and say, oh, me not get no award, I'll know. And they're not gonna get no call. Nobody now call them and say, make me give it to you because I feel guilty. Sanchez is the industry feeling guilty.
Right.
Go ahead, Anthony.
But I could have said the same thing too. I would see you just put some time in your scan card foot and I say, right, I remember say, and them bad thing I'm singing me a scan card my foot see me. I didn't even get anything nada. But we don't watch that. We just have beat scan because I make catalog the new generation. You know what I mean? Our production, because we're in a production and we are do producing and we are write songs and we are get writers and everything. Because we know the business, the publish. No, I know the business part right now. So I'm starting about publishing. And I say, okay, I don't know, but now I'm going to do nothing for you. That was thing original. And so from a bridging them, we get money. I put on Flogan one day. Flogan do a song and look along him debut and look like him get the super nice cup food. You know what I say? Because him thing original. So all them things are still. You know what I say? So Sanchez just want a man to just reason with him and get something right around him. But him deserve anything. Him deserve anything because him do a lot of work. Him do a lot of singing. Him make enough people feel good. Remember back in the days when Sanchez put in a Sanchez back to back, because I sing over. No matter at that time, the time when we did that, I sing over time that. Remember, Thriller you singing melody. You mean myself? You know what I say? All of them money come up in them time, they know. You know what I mean? Players, even players who I say, sing over him, sing over too. The whole of them come up because the producer never wants us to sing original. Them tell me, if you come sing original, man, say, no, Malvo, you have to go sing over song. You know what I mean? We used to fight when you used to race up. And Ghost are the same thing. Ghost when I Ghost body album and it's a sing over album.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I say? The whole of them, not them time in the 80s and early 90s. Appear, sing over, but you know, we do work, we bleach, we sing and make people enjoy themselves and go enjoy themselves and make go up our songs and so we can't entertain,
right,
man.
Come on, we entertain.
We entertain. You know, if we not sing over, but for we entertainment and do and make enough people enjoy themselves, make promote enough money on top. If I tell you, Sanchez, we got enough shows. As the Sanchez sold out. I mean, never done a show, but me as the Sanchez sold out. Woman throw down themselves, lay down a ground to Sanchez. So we just say, that's just going to just go with a blind eye. No, man, him to get up, man.
It's true.
Yeah, man.
That's true.
When Mrs. Show with Sanchez and Burris, I sing out him belly. Remember, I tell you, Sanchez put fire under him foot.
Steel sharp and steel.
Yeah, man.
What? I know we only got a couple minutes left, but I want to ask you, you know, what you up to these days, and also how you feeling about the music as somebody that helped to set it in the dancehall space and seen its growth from generation to generation. How you feeling about the music, especially the singers them? Like, who is Malvo listening to as a singer now?
I listen to Roman Virgo. I listen to Tyra Shwell. I listen to Pressure Bust Vibe. I listen to Wayne Wonder. You know what I mean? I listen to a few singers. You know, because you know, if I sing again, everybody sings here most of sings. And the beats are garbage. The beats they're making nowadays is garbage because it's we compete with against hip hop. We are sing R&B. We make R&B now to try get. We can't get no deal at America because we are sing R&B to America who know R&B more than us. So why we are go back at R&B? It's not making us. It's not doing anything for us. I mean, like you can make a money off it, yes, but I eat like food and thing, but it's not going to go no far. And them all take all the music. See, I'm like, when the Grammys to the Grammy, them take the Grammy from you know, because we not support each other. We not support the music. No support in the music. And the music, we make garbage. What? The beats are garbage. But the youth, them have good lyrics.
I gotta say, not because you're my friend, but you have a new album and music will go on. Definitely. Absolutely. You do.
Yeah, I have a new album now, brother. It's matured and it's out on all digital platform. I'm on all of the strength feet. I beg because we don't get no strength in me. I tell you.
I want to get into the studio one of them days, Malvo, no lie.
Yeah,
I think that would be a really good reasoning, my brother.
Him did come in the studio 2 weeks ago when him there in New York, but him just stand up certain friend. Where
no, we did not La Rose. I was in La Rose. I was in the Bronx. But
next time, man, listen, open invitation, my brother. Anytime that you're in town, come sit down with me and come vibes. Because
I would love to do that.
Your era of the music, all the listeners know that's the era that I love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anytime that I can sit down and talk to the item, we can tell the real story, you know. I really want to share that with the audience.
I have one final question. I have one final question for you. So Jerkfest this weekend will come up, right? And we're calling it a clash. We're calling it a singers clash. Romy and Virgo and Christopher Martin going to take the stage together, right? So we start off the show. We ask, why who you think I got bust the clash? Romy and Virgo or Christopher Martin? So I want to hear from you.
Yeah, Roman Virgo, no doubt. Roman Virgo is a better vocalist.
All right.
A vocalist by a mile. But Roman Virgo, Christopher Martin is a good singer, you know. But Roman Virgo is a better. Roman Virgo come like one Sanchez to me. Like a baby Sanchez. With them kind of sound there.
Spoken from a vocalist. Spoken from a vocalist, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Roman Virgo is no. And him real good on stage and him can sing and him have great song. Christopher Martin nice now, but he can't touch Roman Virgo. You know what I'm saying? social woman brother. You know what I'm saying?
Can you
Interesting.
Can you give me an update on Tiger? Is there, how's things going with Tiger? Have you been speaking to
Tiger
him?
he's okay. I mean, him did have a stroke. Him come back right now. So I'm alright. I'm doing, and him alright. Him healthy, and him doing very good. Him not doing bad at all. But he's not the Tiger. You're going to find the Tiger. About 4 years ago, I brought him on a tour and said the return of Tiger. Me and Tiger, Johnny P, and Admiral Bailey, and it was a good vibe. It was a good vibe. We did a good cup of tea, and it was good. And you know what I mean? But he's not the Tiger, But he's okay. He's alright. He's live, and we support him. The last time I did thing, we spend money go game. So I did a charity thing here in Atlanta.
Like you did during the pandemic.
Yeah,
and you know what I mean? So we help out the situation, you know what I say?
Give thanks for the call, my brother, and next time you're in town, drop by here.
Yeah, man, log on for this, anytime Soundchat come.
Yeah, man, regular, every day.
Anytime Soundchat, Soundchat, me always depend I will listen to Soundchat. Come like the vibe, but me have to call and stuff, I come hear some things, and sometimes better to hear some. Yeah, man, I have to skip something.
Yeah, man, give thanks here, sir.
People, them better
change them ways. All right. Big up Anthony. 718-554-8598. Only Soundchat Radio. I want to feel like.
May I tell you?
You see on the cars now.
Only Soundchat Radio. I want to feel like.
Malvo, big up yourself.
Right? I have big international artists call me bad mind. You
get a bad mind up. See that?
Boy.
To the man. Yo, him car Romy,
You know, say, are you informed?
I don't mean informed.
Are you in a computer?
Phone lines are still blazing. Listen, on a serious note though, I love what we've been able to create here on the platform. Because if you have 4 people in the room, you have 4 different minds. And I love that. Yeah. I love the fact that regardless of what Drew is going to be Drew. You know what I mean? I'm going to be myself. Beijing Assassin's going to be who he is. And Stacey, you're going to hold your grounds, right? Yeah. And I think that goes for great radio and great conversation. Yeah. I love today's show. We didn't get to any of the things that we were supposed to talk about. So Wednesday we'll get to some of that. But it was a great conversation because it's good to know how we brag about our music. And we say we had this and we had that and we had this and we had that. But it's interesting to hear the perspectives.
Absolutely.
Of the people who support the music and the people who claim to own the culture. We want to know what they think. So again, big up to Anthony Malvo all the way in Atlanta. Shouts to everybody in Atlanta that's listening, right? People forget more times when they're Atlanta, hot up the place as well, So big up to Anthony Malvo. Shouts to all the veteran artists, then we set it. One of the things that I always say is that, without the vets, I couldn't do what I do.
So speaking of veteran artists, we're going to have a few veteran artists
big up to
during the week.
Big up to Lady Ann for calling in earlier as well.
Yeah, man. We have some veteran artists that have their own spin on the Dave Kelly
tribute.
Yeah, so I have a couple of veteran artists where I touch base with and who touch base with me and said, "Boy, I need to say something." So,
nice. And we didn't get a chance to talk. Did you see it? Let's do 5 minutes of that. We got about 5 minutes before the top of the hour. Did you watch it, Drew?
Yeah, I saw it.
What did you think about the Dave Kelly tribute?
It was cool, but to me, I didn't like the presentation because to me, it's like them did a fight over each other. And it just seemed unorganized to me. You know what I say? And I felt some artists were left out, probably for other reasons, but we just think the way it was presented, it could have had a better flow than it did. It just looked like a big run-on, you know what I'm saying? Rather than a presentation where a man going to say, all right, your turn. It's like me here, Spraga as a DJ over Beanie, and it's just kind of weird.
I kind of hear what you're saying.
You felt that way as well?
I don't really disagree with it. I liked it. Some people are saying, boy, the Dave Kelly tribute itself is enough to go on tour with those artists to do a concert series based on that.
I think so.
I love the idea of that.
They could.
I love it. Of course, I'm hearing from the veteran artists, one day this week I got Lenny and Mega Montana, a couple of people that felt strongly about some things, call in and say a piece about it.
I think it is a good concept to go on tour. I don't think it will go on tour. No. Because I think it's a heavy ticket.
Yeah, but I heard that, and I liked it.
It would be, it's a heavy ticket. You know what I mean? So I'm not seeing, hopefully, I would love to see something like that because that's the ultimate 90s.
Right. I'm Mr. Easygoing calling tomorrow.
Ultimate 90s. How did I feel about it? For me, my performer in that particular settings was Sham.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed how Sham kept things together. I think that Sham was he was the more energetic one, the more animated one, the more entertaining. I saw Wayne too, outside of regular Wayne being stiff on stage, and he was very relaxed, and you could see he was in his element. So I love that. Sprague as well too, right? But when I'm looking at it, and they were all in their element. They did. I'm not saying anyone did bad, right? Beanie, Bounty, Sprague, Sham. I feel like those were the more up front. Yeah. I wanted to hear a little bit more from Easy. I wanted to hear more from Frisco.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was looking forward to Frisco.
Frisco was a big one for me.
Yeah, I wanted to hear more from them. I didn't get a chance to. I don't know what it was. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I was just like, for me, I was more looking at the growth of Baby Sham. For some reason, I was just like, yo, Sham is really holding this thing together and kind of, because it was a little bit disorganized.
Frisco is, I was really excited about Frisco.
Yeah, a long time
I think I wouldn't say unorganized. I felt like
it wasn't polished.
I feel like it's hard because it's dancehall.
You think it should have been longer?
I think it should have been longer.
I think it should have been longer. Maybe there would have been more musical contribution from each could have been.
Maybe they were only doing Dave Kelly's music.
Yeah, they're supposed to.
So if you look at the top, you saw the rhythms, the words, the name of the rhythms, and then the rhythm played and the name of the rhythms, right? I feel like because it's dancehall, it's hard to polish it up too much. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna jump over a man's shoulder and say, yo, but for the most part, I think it was okay. What I really liked, right, which most people are not talking about, which I wish he was on the Dave Kelly segment, was Louis Culture.
Yeah, Louis.
Louis Culture tore apart his performance with Dexter Daps.
Right. So they're saying that, and I don't know this for a fact, but that may be because he was on with the Dexter Daps. And a lot of people are saying, about Terror.
Yeah, Terror would have tore it up. Terror would have tore it up. Terror would have tore it up. Of course, it was missing. Terror was missing. I think Nadine could have been there as well. But it is what it is. I think it was a good effort.
Yeah.
I think it's something that they could build on. I saw, it was good to see Bounty in his element. So Bounty did his thing.
Yeah. I didn't like that Nadine wasn't there, strictly because a female.
I felt like a female should have been there. Maybe a
tinier,
or. But at the same time, I don't think that there's a female that has a catalog
that can stay out there with them.
Yes, that's probably what it would have been. It probably would have been a guest appearance and then cut.
It still could have been though, just to have a presence there. Yeah. I mean, she does have one of the biggest songs, reggae songs in the entire world crossing over.
She has one of the biggest songs on that house.
Terror too. So
so that's crazy. But
to carry some weight to the name, I think.
Listen, people, we'll talk about it again. Thank you guys so much for the debate. I think it was a good, fun thing. We'll talk again on Wednesday. Shouts to those of you locked in all over the world. Big up to those of you that hit me up on WhatsApp to follow the conversation, and download the app, people. If you haven't got it downloaded yet, download the app. And remember, the Big Yellow Tent is going to be in the park on Sunday.
Yes,
download the app. Come check us to get into that raffle and win yourself a 65-inch TV.
Yeah.
Make sure you're in the building. Bajan Assassin, big up, brother.
Yes, sir.